This video is brought to you by our beautiful sponsor, BeautifulHalo.com. Check out whatever your heart desires. Hoodies, shirts, pants, and even jackets. They have it all. We all would like to wear some nice clothing, right? Well, Beautiful Halo is the perfect place for that. They have apparel in the styles of many well-favorited animes such as JoJo, Dragon Ball, Black Clover, One Punch Man, and My Hero Academia. They have with many more items to choose from. If you're like the 1% who personally hates anime or just aren't into it despite being on this channel, then they've got you covered too, with a bunch of stuff for cartoons, movies, shows, and comics, along with popular names like Star Wars, SpongeBob, Marvel, DC, and Rick and Morty. They have hundreds of different items of clothing to fit your style so that you can feel like you in public, or just around the house. What are you waiting for? Go check out BeautifulHalo.com and use code MEME for 10% off your next purchase. Remember, MEME. I repeat, use code MEME for 10% off your next purchase. Again, a huge thanks to Beautiful Halo for being our sponsor.
Hey, what is up, mortals? It is the Anime Sage here. And before we get into this video, there's a few things I'd like to say. Firstly, thank you to Beautiful Halo for sponsoring the video. Secondly, thank you all over on Patreon for supporting the video. Your support means a lot. If you want to support us as well, please go over there. And also, there are multiple different ranks that you could choose from. And then finally, Mike2002, who has been kindly the one to fund this video and commission its production, so thank you, Mike. If any of you would like to commission a What If idea, DM my boy James, or know it in the Discord, which is in the description down below. Anyway, let's get right into the video. So, the story begins with Deku's father. His quirk is that of his bloodline, he is a werewolf. When he was younger, in his late teens, he was driving one rainy night. There was an explosion off in the distance, All For One and All Might were clashing. Shock lights were knocking trees all over the road. Deku's father had to swerve to miss a tree, and when he didn't look to see where the car was going to go. At the last moment, he saw a young girl, no older than 15. Then, he closed his eyes. What he heard from that point onwards was thump. Then, the sound of glass shattering. Then, smash! He opened his eyes to see blood everywhere, or he looked around and he saw someone in the seat next to him. It was a young girl, but she didn't look like she was breathing at all. There was blood everywhere, from when she went through the windshield. He realized what had just happened. He tried to check for a pulse, but it was too late. She was gone. He felt something change within him. Something wasn't quite right anymore. He opened the door of the car, and it fell off. He didn't realize it until just then, but the car had been completely totaled. Or almost, to be more exact. It was at that moment he looked up. Through all the rain, he could see a small glimmer. It was a full moon. Everything cut to black after that. He woke up the next day, back at his home. He was outside. There were scratch marks everywhere. Time skipped to where Deku was young, about 3 or 4 years old. The cities throughout Japan had gained a quirk sentry system to alert the police and heroes of unauthorized quirk use. It was when this system was introduced that Deku's father knew he couldn't stay in Japan anymore. So he decided to leave and tell everyone that his work related. Soon after all, Deku's classmates started getting their quirks. Inko took Deku to the doctor to see if he would get a quirk, and that is when they found out he would be quirkless. Years passed by, and Deku is now in middle school. During class, Deku's teacher is talking about students that apply to UA for the hero course. Deku's teacher then says, Bakugo, so you apply for UA. With your scores, you might actually have a shot at getting in. Wow, he is trying out for a national school? I heard he only has a 0.2 acceptance rate. Oh, Midoriya, you applied to UA as well. The class then goes to laugh and say you will never get into UA if you don't even have a quirk. Bakugo then rushes to Deku's desk, hitting with an explosion, and knocking Deku out of his seat. After class, Bakugo goes up to Deku, telling him he better not apply to UA, or else, and then that he should work for quirk in his next life, and swan dive off the building as he throws Deku's notebook out of the window. When Deku is on his way home, he decided to take a shortcut where he is attacked by a sludge villain. Just as Deku is about to lose his breath, All Might shows up and bursts out of the sewer. Have no fear, you are safe now that I am here. All Might then rushes the villain, who attacks a smash, sending him flying. As Deku passes out, wondering if he was really All Might that saved him. After All Might captures the sludge villain, he wakes Deku up, and as he comes to, he starts freaking out and wants to get an autograph. All Might has already signed his notebook. All Might then jumps away, and mid-jump, he realizes that Deku has grabbed onto his leg. What are you doing? Let go! I can't let go, I'll die! All Might then says to himself, shoot, I have to get down. I'm running out of time. The two then land on a nearby building where Deku is trembling from his time in the air. Once he is calmed down, he stops and asks All Might, can I become a hero even if I don't have a quirk? I'm a normal kid with founding powers, but can I become someone like you? And then, as he starts running out of time, unfortunately for All Might, he loses buff form, which then freaks out Deku, making him wonder where All Might is. After All Might explains himself, he gives Deku his response. Look, most people these days have quirks, powerful ones at that. But without a quirk, you won't be able to hold up. So no, I don't think you can be a hero. Stick to being a cop if you want to help people. After hearing this, Deku is crushed and starts to walk back home. But on his way home, he sees a large group and decides to check out what is going on. As he heads toward the crowd, he sees that it is another villain attack. As he looks on, he notices that it is the sludge villain. He begins to think that it is his fault and that he is loose, and as well he wonders why won't the heroes help. Deku then begins to push his way for the crowd to see who is being attacked to find out it is Bakugo, and this makes Deku worry since he doesn't know how long he has been trapped for, since he barely lasted a minute before running out of breath himself. Minutes go by, with no one being able to help Bakugo. Even All Might is helpless since he can't go into his buff form for the rest of the day. Everyone just stares on as All Might and Deku are beating themselves up for not being able to help. Then All Might finally runs in, hitting the sludge form with a smash, but at this point, it's just too late. Bakugo is on the floor, out of breath. Deku runs in from the crowd checking on Bakugo, but he is now dead. All Might and Deku look at each other, knowing that they both feel as they start to tear up. A few days back, Deku's in his room looking at photos from elementary school, thinking of Bakugo. After he looks at the picture, he wipes his eyes and looks out the window to see a full moon appear. Deku feels his heart racing, then a sharp pain in his shoulder, and lets out a scream. Deku, is everything okay? I know what happened today, and if you want to talk, we can, says Inko. Deku then says, everything is fine, Mom. Inko then didn't want to ask any more questions, and wanted to give Deku some space because of what is going on and what he's going through, so she decides to leave and go out to give Deku some alone time. As she leaves, Deku's pain gets worse and worse to him, and it feels like all of his bones are breaking and making new ones at the same time. This goes on for at least 5 minutes. The screams and pain is now gone. Deku begins to look around, but there is no color. He is shorter and can smell what the neighbors down the street are having for dinner. He then realizes that he is now a wolf on all fours. Deku starts pacing around the room for hours trying to figure out if this is a new quirk or if it was something else. When he woke up the next morning, he was a human again, but it felt different. He was still to smell here and as if you were a wolf, which made him think that it was just part of his new quirk. He then starts to get dressed and opens up the dresser drawer, but he senses flying while opening, making him realize that he now has super strength. Deku then goes for a walk, clear his head, and figure out how this all happened when it comes across a polluted beach and thinks to himself, why don't I find out what I can do since I'm here? I'm sure no one will see me. Deku then goes down closer to the beach when he hears All Might's voice, as well as someone else he doesn't know. He then gets closer, seeing All Might and the kid he remembers from the UA Sports Festival about a year ago. Oh, hey All Might. Oh, hey kid. I'm really sorry about your friend. Yeah, me too. Well, what are you guys doing here? Oh, we were just here training and we fought cleaning the beach while we were at it. I see. Well, do you mind if I train over there? I won't be in your way. I just want to see what I'm able to do since I came into my quirk just last night. Just last night? Well, what can you do, or what is it? I don't really know, if I'm being honest. I can hear and smell as good as a wolf, and I also have a bit of super strength, but I haven't quite tested it out yet. Why don't you test it on Mirio here? Are you sure? Sure, it'll be good for both of us. Deku and Mirio then start sparring to see what the other's abilities Deku might have. As they go on, Deku starts to see Mirio is slowing down, but that's not the case at all, as Deku actually has speed increase. It isn't super speed, but it's quite faster than most. After about 10 minutes, they find out Deku has super strength, increased hearing, smell, and speed, and is able to heal faster. All Might then tells Deku to come by after school until the entrance exam to spar with Mirio, so they can help each other improve. After that day of training, Deku goes to Bakugo's grave and promises that he will get into UA and become the greatest hero for Bakugo. Deku continues to visit Bakugo's grave every day to tell him how strong he is getting and how much he misses him. Also, over these 10 months, Deku has become used to his werewolf transformation on full moons to the point where they no longer give him pain when changing and has gotten a better handle on his powers. It is now time for a UA entry exam. Deku arrives at UA, but unlike in the anime, he doesn't trip since he is more determined and confident, so he doesn't need to be saved by Ochako. President Mike then goes on to explain the exam like normal, and it is now time for the mock battle. President Mike starts off the countdown. Go! There is no countdown in a real battle. Deku blisters for the crowd, shocking it with his speed. Deku starts by taking out 3 robs, then another 2, and this goes on for several minutes up until the very end. With just 2 minutes left until the end of the exam, the 0-pointer appears, shaking the ground, making everyone run for the entrance. As Deku is running, he hears a scream, and he looks back, and a girl is trapped in the rubble, so he runs back trying to save her. And instead, Deku says, I will save her. It won't be like last time. It won't freeze up again. Deku then starts to move the rubble out off of Ochako, freeing her to run towards the entrance with everyone else, but Deku starts trying to knock the robot off balance, hitting the legs. The robot then starts to lean, smashing toward a building. Then Deku tries to move out of the way, trying not to get hit by the falling robot, but he isn't fast enough and was hit by one of the robot's hand and some rubble of the building. leaving him badly injured. The exam is now over, and Ochako rushes and uses her quirk to help get Deku out from under the robot. Recovery Girl is now trying to attend to Deku, who is knocked out, after taking a look at him. His heart rate is really low, and says his quirk will have no effect on him due to his state, so he reaches into her coat and brings out a red vial. In our fight, I would have to use this, but it seems this is an extreme emergency. What is that exactly? It is a vial of blood passed down for generations. It's from a hero with a greater healing quirk than I've ever seen. If this doesn't work, nothing will. She then opens Deku's mouth to pour the blood into it, hopes that it will save him, but it is too late. Thank you all for watching to the end. Now, there's a few more things I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, I'd like to let you all know that we have a merch store. Some of the items in it are only available for a limited amount of time, so if you're interested, go into the description and, check it out. Each purchase helps us make more content. Lastly, on behalf of We Celestials, I'd like to thank the writer for this video, as well as the editor for this video. Their details will be in the description down below. If you're a voice actor, editor, or writer, or you're interested in becoming one of those, go to Discord that is in the description of this video and hit up one of the heads on those areas. We're always looking for new members to join us. That is for today's video. So, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're interested, and hit that like button if you liked the video. Up until next time, peace out, more.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through.